There is a conversation I have never forgotten. It happened many years ago, when I was a younger monk living in a small monastery hidden among the mountains. The world was quieter then, or perhaps my mind was quieter. Either way, life moved more slowly, and people still came seeking answers that could not be found in books. One evening, just before sunset, a messenger arrived at the monastery. He told me that an elderly man from a nearby village was nearing the end of his life and wished to speak with a monk one final time. I followed the messenger down the mountain. When I arrived, I found the old man lying beside a window. The golden light of the setting sun filled the room. His breathing was weak, but his eyes were calm. They carried the kind of wisdom that only time can create. As I sat beside him, he smiled and said, "Master, I do not fear death. But I fear that I misunderstood life." His words surprised me. This was a man who had lived for more than 80 years. He had raised a family, built a successful business, and earned the respect of his community. Yet in his final hours, he was questioning everything. I asked him gently, "What do you believe you misunderstood?" He looked toward the window for a long moment before answering. "I spent most of my life preparing to live." I remained silent. He continued, "When I was young, I told myself I would be happy after I earned enough money. Then I said I would be happy after I bought a house. Later, after my children grew up. Then after retirement. There was always another destination, another goal, another tomorrow." A faint smile crossed his face. But tomorrow kept becoming another tomorrow. The room grew quiet. Outside, the wind moved through the trees. Then he said something that changed me forever. "I was so busy building my life that I forgot to live it." For a moment, neither of us spoke. I thought about how many people spend years chasing a future version of happiness while ignoring the beauty already sitting beside them. The old man noticed my reflection and nodded. "You understand, don't you?" I did. Because even monks are not immune to this mistake. Sometimes we become attached to progress. Sometimes we become attached to achievement. We tell ourselves we are moving toward peace while forgetting that peace exists only in the present moment. The old man then shared another lesson. He told me that his greatest memories were not the moments he expected. They were not business victories. They were not expensive purchases. They were simple moments. Watching the sunrise with his wife. Laughing with friends. Holding his newborn daughter for the first time. Walking through the rain without caring about getting wet. Small moments. Moments that seemed ordinary at the time but became priceless later. Then he looked directly at me. "Why do people realize the value of life only when they begin to lose it?" It was not a question for me. It was a question for all of humanity. Many people live as though time is unlimited. They postpone their dreams. They postpone forgiveness. They postpone gratitude. They postpone love. But life does not wait. The clock continues moving whether we pay attention or not. As darkness slowly entered the room, the old man reached for my hand. His voice had become softer. "Master, if you could give one message to the people who still have time, what would it be?" I thought carefully before answering. Then I told him this. "Do not wait for a crisis to discover what matters. Do not wait for illness to appreciate your health. Do not wait for loneliness to appreciate your loved ones. Do not wait for old age to appreciate your youth. And do not wait for death to appreciate life." A tear formed in the old man's eye. Not from sadness, but from understanding. For the first time that evening, he looked completely at peace. The sun had disappeared below the horizon. The room was silent. Then he whispered his final words. "Life was never asking me to be perfect. It was asking me to be present." Those words have remained with me ever since. And today, I share them with you. Because one day, every one of us will have our own final conversation. The question is not whether that day will come. The question is what we will say when it arrives. Will we regret the moments we wasted? Or will we smile, knowing we truly lived? So before you leave today, take a moment to reflect. Call someone you care about. Express gratitude. Forgive someone. Watch the sunset. Put down the distractions that steal your attention. And remember this simple truth. A meaningful life is not measured by how much you accumulate. It is measured by how deeply you experience the moments you are given. Because in the end, the greatest tragedy is not death. The greatest tragedy is reaching the end of life and realizing you never fully lived it. And that is the lesson hidden within the last conversation before death. A lesson that has the power to change everything.